Look who it is. It's Rich. You showed up at the last moment. All
Crumpy,
right,
good morning.
good morning. How you doing? This is gonna be quick. We're not gonna read through the document like we usually do because I have stuff to do. I am in Delaware, as you can see from the awesome studio here. That I am in my Delaware place, and we are going to be talking about a case today called uh, Schoenthal versus Raoul. It's linked down below in the description if you want to read about it. But first, let me just say if you hear noises, my family's running around here trying to get everything done. And we're going to be going to meet with a good friend and a good lawyer in a little bit at the beach for lunch. Um,
Do I get two
hey, man.
guesses?
You already know who it is. We're going to meet
I
with
know.
Robles
I'm
and the
teasing.
chicken farmer and his family. We're just going to hang out for a little bit and have a good old time. But before we get into the story, I also want to remind everyone that we are still doing the fundraiser for the Cub Scouts. You can find that link down below. It's gibsongo.com/997. Thanks Otis, who is coming on. They donated some money to the Cub Scouts.
Cool.
And we're going to be doing some reads for Otis Gun Cleaning Supplies, a really cool company, really good stuff. And they did donate some money to the Cub Scouts, which is a great thing. So we're not going to read through it, but we're going to talk about it because I think it is important. And this deals with the Illinois ban on carrying firearms for public transportation. Before we get into this, I just want to say this only applies to the plaintiffs as of now, but there is a freaking fantastic chance, like almost guaranteed chance that it's going to be expanded to everyone. And the plaintiffs in this case argued that it's against the Constitution. It's unconstitutional to ban carrying of firearms in public because firearms are covered under the first step of Bruin, which is the original text. Basically, how Bruin works, step one of Bruin is the plaintiffs or the non-state party has to show that the original text applies to whatever they're talking about, in this case, firearms, and they have to show that the suing party is also a member of the people. The people means the political class. Basically, anyone can vote is part of the people, and this person can vote, so they're part of the people. They're U.S. citizen, part of the people, can vote, everything. So the firearms, of course, are covered because the right to bear arms have always been determined to be firearms and knives and everything else, even though a California judge said it wasn't knives, but he's crazy. And and Benjamin is part of the people. Benjamin is the guy that sued, is part of the people. So right there, it shows that the first step of Bruin was satisfied. Now it goes to the second step. The second step, and I say this a lot, and you guys probably wonder why I say this a lot, but a lot of people come here and they don't understand how this works. So I'm going to explain it ad nauseum until everyone in the world understands how this works. The second step of Bruin is the history and tradition of firearms regulations from the founding era. Most understand the founding era to be the ratification date of the Second Amendment, which was 1791, although Some liberals try to argue that it's 1868, the ratification date of the 14th Amendment. And the reason why they do that is because there was more gun laws because of Jim Crow laws. That was during the Reconstruction period, and there was a lot of racist gun laws that basically were gun laws were birthed from the Jim Crow era after the Civil War to prevent blacks from getting firearms. But the state of Illinois tried to present some non-related stuff that the judge threw out and said this isn't related. You can't use this. You did not give any useful historical analogs. Now you got to remember Rahimi said that a historical analog does not have to be a historical twin, but it has to be similar. The judges didn't feel that in this case that did I say judge? Um, the judge in this case, Judge Johnston, didn't feel that the examples were close enough. And it also appears that the state tried to use intermediate scrutiny to justify their their um, their ban. And as you and I know, intermediate scrutiny is not a thing since Bruin. Bruin got rid of intermediate scrutiny. Intermediate scrutiny was interest balancing, where it was the interest of the state versus the people's rights. Judge Thomas, Associate Justice Thomas, said very clearly that the Second Amendment is not a second class right, and you cannot apply intermediate scrutiny because there's no such thing as intermediate scrutiny. So intermediate scrutiny died off. But Illinois still tried to use intermediate scrutiny you do this, the judge said, "It doesn't matter what I want to do. The Supreme Court laid out the standard, and we have to go by the standard. I cannot deviate from the standard because this is what the Supreme Court said." So he ruled against Illinois. Right now, it's only as applied to the plaintiffs, but that is to expand. Judge Johnson is a Trump appointee as well, which shows you why elections are important. And yeah, what do you think, Rich?
Well, it's it's amazing to me that any of our rights, when it's very simply stated to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, that they put all sorts of other restrictions and constraints on it. It's plainly spoken. It's a right of the people. It's an individual right. The the Bill of Rights are the rights of the people. Did we lose John? Or did John just abandon me?
No, I'm coming back in. My camera somehow froze up or something.
Aha.
I don't know. So now blank camera, but that's fine.
I
I can do audio only.
don't get me wrong. As much as I'm a fanboy of Judge Thomas, I think he's a brilliant man. He's has a deep understanding of firearms, and his opinions are very thoroughly well thought out. That there's in my mind no poking any holes in his decisions, and also like his uh, his dissent on things that he disagrees with are also well thought out and very logical. This I just find it amazing that other states subordinate to the Supreme Court are just coming up with crazy BS new ways to restrict gun rights. Just like New York State and the Concealed Carry Improvement Act.
Yeah, really is ridiculous how they come up and they kind of I'm just gonna go like this. My camera for some reason shut off. I'm not really sure why, but it's amazing that Illinois tried to argue intermediate scrutiny without calling it intermediate scrutiny, but this is exactly what it was. It wasn't even like trying to hide it. It was obviously intermediate scrutiny, and they tried to do it, and they got called out for trying to do it. And the judge basically ruled, dude, what are you doing? So
was
yeah,
this
it's
an 8-1 Supreme Court decision? What are we talking about here?
w- no, it was not an 8-1. I'm not really sure where that rumor got started. Well, now I know. Some people told me, but at the time I didn't realize where it got started. That was a rumor last night. I did a short on it. There's no uh, assault weapons ban 8-1 decision from the Supreme Court. But yeah, um, I just got that last night. I'm not really. Yep, whatever. That's a whole different ball of worms. I didn't know where it came from, but now I do. So yes. Um, but we're not actually talking about that right now. We're talking about this, and yeah, I'm sure Illinois is going to appeal this decision because that's what they do. They appeal the decision, and I don't think that they're going to win on this because this is going to take. This is going to get to the Supreme Court. I don't think this case is. I think Antioch is probably going to go to the Supreme Court first, but that also covers transportation bans as well. So we'll have to see what happens there. But other than that, yeah, I mean that is what's going on. I just wanted to make a quick video to let everyone know what is going on because this is breaking news, and I'm here to break all the news that there is to break.
Do we have to have like a glass shattering
I don't have my soundboard here,
so we
so
can symbolize
can't drop it.
breaking news?
Yeah, I don't have my soundboard here. I know who has a soundboard.
It's over there in
All
the
right, I'm
box.
stopping playing with my camera. Sorry, I'm not sure why it's not working, but just not working. But yeah, uh, it is a Chicago thing. Chicago is the one who actually banned firearm, or the state banned firearms in public transportation, but it was mostly due to Chicago. Because Chicago really wanted it, they gave in to Chicago, and yeah. But yeah, that is basically it. Any questions, Rich?
No, I'm good.
All right. Um, yep, I'm gonna go get ready, and we're gonna take off here. Gonna have a good day.
Crump, can you
Drop it like
reenact
it's
Joe
got.
Biden on the beach?
No, he's not
Like an
here.
umbrella
There's
and you
no
just laying in
the
a
drone
chair?
signs aren't up. The Coast Guard cutter's not off the coast, so therefore he's not here. Drop it like it's got. I would not be at IV 8888. I have a Cub Scout thing I got to do, or a Boy Scout thing I got to do. But if you want to donate to the Cub Scouts, you can always do that
Oh,
below in the description. Also,
actually, I was
the
just talking to Joe Morse about Iraq veteran. I got to talk to Walt from Safety Harbor and Scott. So, yeah, we got to work on our house deal.
Yeah. Yep. But if you want to donate to the Cub Scouts, it's down below. Also, check out Definition Knives. Definition Knives will be launching pretty soon. That is a collaboration between Flying Rich, the Florida plaintiff in the open carry case, and DLD After Dark, the Range Minded podcast. What's up, buddy? With that, we're gonna get out of here. Ting Ting, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. But we are going to roll. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to share this out everywhere to let everyone know what is going on because we have to celebrate our victories. And we've been getting a hell of a lot of victories lately.
Amen.
MC says DLD, not familiar. And with that, we are gone. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you guys later. Bye.